Temiloluwa Adeshina is the co-founder and the lead learning officer at Readland. Readland is committed to raising leaders of competence and character through special reading and skill empowerment programs. Today, over 5,000 registered children are transformed by several learning projects. Readland centers are now in communities in Nigeria, Ghana, Sierra Leone, and Zambia. Temiloluwa is a TEDx and Women Economic Forum speaker, a serial social entrepreneur, an author, and a seasoned British curriculum teacher. She was conferred with the Award of Exceptional Leader of Excellence by the Women Economic Forum. Recently, Temiloluwa was honored with a Doctor of Philosophy of Art from the Miles Leadership University for her timeless works in creative writing and literacy. Temiloluwa, it's really nice to have you here sharing your journey with me and the viewers. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you. Thank you, Naomi.
Okay, so let's dive in. So you are the founder of Readland, a learning educational center in different parts of the world. So it'd be very interesting to know how you started this business. What came about the idea behind your business?
It will amaze you amaze people to know that Readland Global started from our sitting room. Yes, from our sitting room, our living room. And that was in 2018. Around that time, so I have an educational background. I have a PhD in education, and I always knew that I wouldn't teach for long. So I wouldn't teach for long. I taught in primary school for like 9 years. I taught in like 3 different schools, and it got to a time I knew that purpose was calling me. I put it that way. There was a particular point in time in my life I was depressed, yes, and I can tell you that Readland came from that particular point in time. And at that point in time, when I discovered what to die for, that was how Readland started. God was telling me to start something. And so I just told my husband, I said, I received an inspiration to pack out all the storybooks of my children, and let's call children in the environment. And those who could not read, we had lots of Hausa children, we had lots of children that were not going to school, out of school children. And why don't we read to them? So many people agreed with me. Oh, I'll volunteer. So we started with 46 children right in our living room. That's why I said, when you tell I'm founder, I'm a co-founder, my husband was one carrying all the settee in the sitting room to different rooms. Those long settees, those big chairs, small chairs. There were some that went into the kitchen, there were some that went into my children's room, and the old parlor, the old living room was vacant. So we got all these colorful plastic chairs, small chairs, and 46 of them. We got biscuits, we got sweets, we got drinks for them and all that. And they came in that Saturday morning. Imagine. and that was it. My husband had been into advertising, and he too was starting something new. And why not? Why don't we all do this together? And that was it. I've been working with publishing firms. I was reviewing for Learn Africa. I was reviewing for many publishing firms. Yes, so when Readland was going on and children were being helped, publishing firms started coming to me. Can you review books for us? In fact, I earned more money than I was earning as a teacher at that time. And so when the thing was getting bigger, I wrote this particular book, not for us at Readland. I wrote it for a publishing firm, and the publishing firm didn't take it. I wrote 2 books. So when they didn't take it, I shared this with everyone around. Everyone loved the buzz, the bullying thing. Before I knew it, only thing I was hearing from educators was, oh, there's a problem of bullying in schools. This book would be a good one. And that was how a book that was meant for a publishing firm that didn't accept it became our own first published book at Readland for children at that time. And the book was an instant success. In that, what happened? We grew to like 200, 300. The house could not contain us. But before we left the house, I suddenly get a call from the PA to the wife of the vice president, Her Excellency Dolako Shibajo. So I got a call from her PA that day, and she says the wife of the vice president is starting Bookshop Project in communities. She saw your book Bantu, the big bad bully, was showcased in Paris and in the UK as one of the best content books from Africa. and she fell in love with it, and she would like you to come to Aso Rock to be on our bookshop project. And so, you know, when you get a time when you get discouraged. Yeah. That day, Cecilia, I was discouraged. But that call, I was like, so God had been seeing all these things we were doing. And that was how I got on her bookshop project till 2020.
So that means you have published several books, isn't it? Before Bantu, right? The Big Bad Bully.
I have only reviewed books.
Okay.
I have only reviewed for publishing firms.
And now that you have the most recent book called The Big Bad Bully, what is the message behind that book? I love the way it looks in the background, by the way.
Okay, so The Big Bad Bully, Bantu the Big Bad Bully is all about bullying. Here you will see lots and lots of series under it. It's all about bullying. It's all about pushing the message that bullying is not good. But now we have, we have written a story on anti-bullying, not anti-bully, anti-bullying in a beautiful, crafted African story. I remember the big buzz about it, and people said, everyone kept saying it's not like the normal bullying book you read. Now this one tells you who bystanders are, who the bully is, who the bullied is, and how he also needs help. And the group of children in that particular school come together not to teach the bully a lesson, but to ensure that he himself sees that bullying is not good. And instead of him to do the same thing, to feed him with the same wrong he has been giving them, no, they make it better. They make him beg. They make him discover that he's been wrong. He said sorry to all of them, and he learned his lesson. So it's an African story, and you get African names in the book. So now we now have Bantu the Big Fat Bully. We have Bantu and the Bush Baby. We have Bantu and the Witch Doctor. We have Bantu coming out this Christmas. We have Bantu It's Christmas. We have lots and lots of series coming out from the Bantu.
The parents have a big part, a big role to play in this. You know, that's in the home. But once they leave the home to school, what should teachers or, you know, other adults do to help support these children?
Yeah, so one of the things teachers must do is they must listen and investigate. When a child comes to meet you, I hear that a lot. Please leave my table, I'm busy. What is that? They don't want to listen. So the teacher has mobbed or has taken the position of like, a tyrant. So the children can't even approach them because they are so, they are suffused with lots of activities and lots of work to do in school. They have lots of things to do. A teacher must listen. A teacher must always listen, and a teacher must investigate. But before you start your investigation, you must ensure that a child's safety is your uttermost priority.
They need to listen and they need to investigate, and that is a key message.
Keep the child safe. The child's safety is of utmost importance.
Thank you very much for that, Temi. So another thing that most viewers would like to know is how you are able to market your business. How do you do it?
So one of the ways we're able to market our business is, number one, create a product that the world cannot do without. One of the things that, one of the greatest, things that Readland has done when we came into the educational sector was to solve problems that were not being solved in the educational sector. I told you about our anti-bullying book, and that's not the only anti-bullying book we have. So you begin to say, how do we market our goods? Number one, the books market themselves. I saw gaps in the educational sector. I saw lots of gaps. I saw that children's timetable in school is choked. Now the world has moved from like classroom just being within the four walls of a school. How do you create a school out of school?
What advice would you give to a starting entrepreneur?
Okay, so I have, let me say 3, or maybe I'll add the 4th one. Simple advice. You are starting out. Now the world is in need of solutions. There are problems everywhere. I tell children from my creative writing masterclass, I have like over 7 books by children authors here. I don't know why I didn't pack them before this interview. All written by children. All written by children. And one thing I always tell them, create a book that will sell itself. Package and brand the solution, then sell it. Identify a problem, package and brand the solution, then sell it.
I love it. Powerful. Identify the problem, package
package and brand the solution.
and then sell it. Love
Then
it.
sell it, sell it,
Sell it.
sell it for cash.
Thank you very much, Temi. It's been great speaking with you, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Laumi. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Next time on The Unleashed.
Cost of production per one.
No, out of the 4,440,000, what's your profit?
That's 2,970,000 naira.
So what's your cost for one?
One cost us 1,150 naira.
To produce, right?
Yes.
And package?
Including the pack, including the label and
Yeah,
everything.
also production.
1,250 naira.
1,250.
So what's your profit?
Aside from the beans porridge.
Thank you, Stanley and Igbogu, for giving us a peek into your dreams and aspirations. That's it for today, people. See you next time.